Well, Givenchy has finally launched Gentleman Givenchy in EDP. This right here. It's a flanker to the original Gentleman Givenchy that came out last September. Quickly, they've turned around and made a flanker. They're going to cash in on the original release, but I love this one way more than I like this one. I like this one, but here we have a love. It's not anything original, but it is a really, really great release. I'm going to tell you all about Gentleman Givenchy EDP, all coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Let's get right to this fragrance review for Gentleman Givenchy Eau De Parfum. This is actually a fragrance that was launched in 2018. It is an EDP concentration, retails for 100 ml at $100, this bottle right here. The perfumers are Nathalie, Lorson, and Olivier Cresp. Now, we spoke about Nathalie Lorson recently with my review for Another 13 by Le Labo, but a few other fragrances that she's created are, of course, this. There's also Bentley for Men Intense, which I absolutely love. And then there's also the 3 Encre Noir flankers, of course, the original Encre Noir Sport, and Encre Noir à l'Extrême. So she's definitely one of my favorite perfumers, and I actually really, really love this one. Really, really love it, but not very original, unfortunately. It actually reminds me of this fragrance that I reviewed about late 2016 called Loewe 001 Man right here. There's some similarities between these two fragrances. Not sure why, but I do get them. For notes in Gentleman Givenchy Eau De Parfum, we've got black pepper, lavender at the top. In the heart notes, we've got Dalmatian iris and Tolu balsam. In the base notes, you've got patchouli and black vanilla. Black vanilla, where do you get black vanilla from? Is it just a little marketing? Because this is a black bottle. I don't know, I just wanted to add that in there. Now this is actually reminding me of fragrances that are, well, since it reminds me of 001 Man by Loewe, iris is key on both. But it also really hints at fragrances like, you know, Dior Homme, Prada L'Homme, and then there's also Valentino Uomo. All of these kind of like irisy, kind of masculine fragrances, kind of in the same ballpark. They're not identical, but in the same ballpark. Whereas when this was launched, I was like, nah, it's decent. It's a good release, but not anything exciting. I was waiting for something really exciting. But this one is actually really, really good. They've actually amped it up a lot where they got this compared to this. This one's okay. I find this to be a sexy new interpretation of the original Gentleman Givenchy. Now, when the fragrance sprays, it sprays with lavender and black pepper. Lavender is pretty big at the top. It is peppery also. Right out immediately when you spray it, it was just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. That top notes are just beautiful. And then you start noticing the iris. The iris pops through in the heart. And you've got the Tolu balsam. It's a type of a balsam. And then, as the fragrance is drying, it's patchouli and black vanilla. A very, very sexy concoction. Very dressy. Very classy, very sophisticated, kind of a scent from Givenchy, where I find Givenchy's fragrances to be a little mediocre, not always like the best releases. But this one's actually, as I keep saying, is quite nice. So I'm excited for them. I think this is probably a fragrance that's it's gonna be like maybe perhaps the direction they're gonna go. They're gonna make some more unique fragrances, because even though Givenchy is part of the LVMH, it's under the LVMH umbrella, where they have Dior, Louis Vuitton, they have also Acqua di Parma fragrances, and then they have Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I always found that their fragrances were kind of like lacking something, nothing too exciting. But here they've done something really awesome, and again with one of my favorite perfumers, Nathalie Lorson, and of course you've got the master perfumer Olivier Cresp here as well. Truly beautiful release. I'm not going to say it's one of a kind, because it does remind me of those other fragrances, especially this one. But if they're going to produce quality like this, it's going to be awesome. Performance with Gentleman Givenchy is pretty decent as well. I get a good 6.5 hours with this one. 6 to 6.5 hours is the max. I mean, it's not awesome, like it's not beast mode or anything, because it does come off very soft. There's a softness about it, and I think it's the iris that just adds this like soft and gentleness. So perhaps some men might find this kind of like too soft or wimpy, because it's not like a big beefy kind of a fragrance, but still I find this to be quite beautiful and very sexy, and I keep wanting to smell it more. It's just gorgeous. Now, I can keep going back to the Loewe 001 Man. They're not identical, but they do hint at each other. This one has iris, and it also has carrot seeds. So it has this like unique touch to it compared to this, but they smell somewhat alike when you smell them not side by side, if that makes sense. But either way, oh, actually, come to think of it, this brand, Loewe, is also under the LVMH umbrella, Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy. It's funny that they are, and that they kind of produce similar fragrances. I guess they're probably stealing from one another. I find this bottle to be a little sexier as well compared to this bottle, but I kind of don't like these bottles. There's something about them that doesn't scream sexy, even though I find the dark or black bottle more sexy than this. The thickness or heaviness just kind of boring to me. I don't know why. I don't know if that's the same thing you guys get with these bottles, but I think they could have done a little better with the bottles. But anyway, that's what they're going with. That's what they're going with. But again, the black bottle is definitely sexier than the other bottle. But a truly beautiful scent. I'll wear this one. This is a great release for a designer release. And so far 2018 is starting out great. Hopefully it's going to be what we're going to see from the designers going forward. Some truly beautiful and unique releases, not necessarily original, but perhaps maybe they're looking at the niche brands now and they're kind of like inspired by what the niche brands are offering and maybe copying them, or maybe like being influenced by them. But I think the influence here is Dior Homme, that line of fragrances. And with their own unique Givenchy touch, if that makes sense. And Dior and Givenchy are under the same umbrella, so I guess they're kind of like being influenced from one another. But I'm happy. I'm happy with Gentleman Givenchy Eau De Parfum, and I'm hoping that you guys go check this one out as well. Test it out and see it. If you like anything like the Valentino Uomo, the Dior Homme, the Prada L'Homme, that line of fragrances, you're probably going to like this one. It's quite lovely. Check it out. Guys, what do you think? Have you tried Gentleman Givenchy EDP? Have you tried the original Gentleman Givenchy? Have you tried Loewe 001 Man, this right here? Or I'm sure you're familiar with Dior Homme collection and also Prada L'Homme, Valentino Uomo. Do you know any of those fragrances? Do you find the similarities of these fragrances with those? Let me know. Let's get a conversation started. Also, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.